Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Anushwa and I'm from the 42 Gears marketing team. Today I have with me my colleague Manoj, who is the lead technical consultant at 42 Gears. He has over 6 years of experience in the enterprise mobility domain. He is here with us today to explain why businesses need a central platform to manage, organize, and access employee contacts and how they can seamlessly do so through 42 Gears AstroContacts. Before we get started, I would like to request you to add any questions you may have during the presentation to add it in the question box in the side panel of your screen. We'll answer them at the end of the webinar. Now, without much further ado, I'll let Manoj take the session forward.
Thank you for the introduction, Anushwa, and a very warm welcome to everyone. Globally, enterprises are rapidly embracing virtual workspaces. A virtual workspace allows companies to sustain in an increasingly competitive market by tapping into a wide pool of talent across continents. But virtual teams often gets difficult to manage due to miscommunication and lack of effective collaboration. Virtual teams hardly have time to get to know each other and bond. The remote members in virtual teams are required to connect with each other, be it meeting, updates, announcements from other location. Today, I'll be taking you through an enterprise-grade contact management tool, that's the AstroContacts, which helps businesses organize employees' contacts at a single place and can help encourage verbal communication and knowledge sharing between remote team members. We will start this webinar with an introduction to AstroContacts, where I will describe the key points and then move on to the features. First, I will talk about how IT pros can use its web-based console, which includes features such as importing and exporting contacts, organizing contacts by tapping them, inviting users to enroll in Astro contacts, restricting access to specific contacts, and managing visibility for any fields. And then we will take a look at how employees can use the Astro contacts application on the device sides and leverage its calls, SMS, or email features, easily sync contacts to their native phone book, selectively sync contacts, and auto remove duplicate contacts. And then we will end the session with a Q&A session where you can ask me anything related to Astro contacts and I'll answer them. So let's get started. AstroContacts powered by 42 Gears is an enterprise contact management tool. It empowers businesses to seamlessly share contact details such as email IDs, phone numbers between team members on any mobile platform. There's no hassle of setting up this tool. Now, that's a big plus. Let's move on to our next slide. That's the challenges of a remote workforce. An increasing number of business employees are working remotely. According to research, the International Data Corporation, or IDC, expects deskless employees to account for about 72% of the total American workforce by 2020. Fast network connections and identical connectivity experience are two of the biggest factors driving the trend of securely working from any part of the world. However, managing a mobile distributed workforce without a few roadblocks is not an easy task. While businesses are rapidly transforming into mobile-only ecosystem, They must set the stage for the workforce to stay connected with each other at all time. And that's where AstroContact comes into the picture. Now let's see how businesses currently store work contacts. Employees store business contacts on individual laptops and smartphones. Many businesses have shared documents on network drive or cloud folders, or most often employee leaves their contacts in their mail signature, which remains in Outlook. All of the above points indicate bad, non-standard practices for storing contacts, especially in the organizational context. So let's move on to the key points of AstroContacts. Firstly, AstroContact is a cloud-based tool which does not require any server setup. Enrolling user into AstroContacts is super easy. User can be enrolled through email invites, scanning QR code, or directly through 42 gs UEM. Admin and IT pros can import or update contacts in bulk, that is using a CSV format. Contacts can be synced automatically in real time with the native phone contacts of the user. Admins can organize contacts into groups with tag management. AstroContacts supports multiple operating systems for the end user using it on the devices to access the controls like Android, iOS devices. It also has web portal which helps admin manage their contacts or devices and other details as well. Admins get access to all employee contacts in the portal, and admins can always add or delete contacts anytime. So let's move on to our next section, that's benefits of AstroContacts. AstroContacts is a great tool for any kind of businesses, whether you're a large multi-corporation or your own franchise. It can help different kind of teams such as parallel teams, production teams, field teams, service teams, or management teams stay in touch with each other, which invariably helps in empowering the teams, centralizing the business contact repository, or providing complete access control to IT pros. Moving on, let me walk you through all the features of AstroContacts, and I will also give you a demo of all these features in a bit. Firstly, we will go through the features on the portal meant for admins. So the first feature is the import export contacts through CSV list. So this feature allows IT pros or the admins to add or update multiple contacts in the form of CSV list from the admin portal. It allows you to modify your newly exported CSV list. And the next feature is the tagging. This feature allows user to create controlled contact groups by assigning tags to all the contacts from the application web console. Tags are simply designed filters that help categorize contacts based on various criteria such as teams, skills, the field of work, and location. Tagging helps define groups, roles, and any other criteria needed to be visible for easier and more effective process flow. Once a tag is created and assigned to a contact, user can search for and filter contacts by those tags. A contact can be assigned multiple tags. Additionally, AstroContacts allow you to set one or multiple tags as default. So default tags would be assigned to contact as soon as it is created. Now moving on to the user enrollment, AstroContacts provides three options to enroll users. So the first one is you can enroll users on the AstroContact mobile app via console QR code. Auto enroll users on AstroContact mobile app via 42-guest UVN and enroll users on AstroContacts mobile app via portal email invitation. And the next feature is restrict user access. So this feature empowers IT pros or the admins to restrict the user access to only those contacts that are associated with the tags she or he is attached to. And the next is the visibility and label change for any field. This feature allows IT pros to set visibility of any field and labels to the user, both on the portal as well as in the application. And the last is the announcements feature for Android users. Nowadays, most of the users rely on mobile notification for updates, be in news or messages in your social media account. This is the latest feature in AstroContacts, which allows businesses to make official announcement in the form of notifications on employees' mobile devices. It helps ensure your internal employee read, utilize, and benefit from internal communication, which can be in the form of text, images, or videos. Next, we will move on to the feature in the application, of course, meant for the users. And the first feature is call, SMS, and email. After logging into the AstroContacts app, user can click on any contacts and they will be able to call, text, and email them. And the next feature is the contact sync to the native phone book. Once this settings is configured by the admin, user will be able to copy all the contacts from AstroContacts app to the native phone book. The user can sync the additional and modifications of the contact to the phone book app only when the admin can also block the sync option by removing manual contact sync to phone book option in AstroContact web console. Selective sync. Once the tag sync is enabled, user have to select tags by tapping on the select tag to sync. Now, once you select the tags, it will only sync the contacts which are having at least one of the tags selected and the select tag to sync. Auto remove duplicates. In the app, this feature is present under settings. User can enable this feature to automatically remove existing contacts with the same selected fields from the native phone book. And the last feature is the announcements. This option allows the user to view any messages that has been broadcasted by the admin. Let me show you all the features in action. So let me take you to the AstroContacts portal. So if you are you can basically access the Astro portal using astroportal.42gears.com, and if you are a new user, you can just click on the sign up button. You can register for uh, the account using your full name, company name, etc. So as I have already registered for Astro portal, let me directly go into the login page where I just need to enter my username and password and just click on sign up button. So let me enter my email address here. So that's my email address, and just click on sign in. So as soon as you click on the sign in button, so this should take a couple of seconds and take you inside the Astro portal. And on the left hand side, you will be able to see a couple of categories like contacts, device list, admin user list, announcements, and account settings. And on the right hand side, you are able to see the contacts that we have added through CSV file or added it manually one by one. So firstly, let me go into the account settings and show you a couple of options that we have over here, and then I will move on to the contact section. So the first option is the company. So you need the customer ID here and the company name that you have enrolled. Next is the licenses. So how many licenses that you have purchased and how many licenses are consumed. So you would be able to see here. And this is my list of consumed contact accounts. So I have 17 contacts in my Astro portal. And coming on to the next part, it's the enrollment. And as we saw earlier in our slides that there are three types of enrollment. And in that, one of the enrollment is the QR code. So you can generate multiple QR codes at any time. And once the QR code is generated, you can download the QR code and you can set the device name type. Either it should be a system or a manual name that you want to give. And at the same time, you can assign any tags to a particular uh, QR code. And the next is the custom field. So like, for example, if you take address, so you have the postcode, you have the first address and the door number. So if you want to add multiple fields to it, you can add the field name, and you can select the field type, category, and add that same. And the next one is the tag management. So as we saw earlier in our slides, so you can create tag based on the organization location or the different departments that you have. It can be done. So I can add a tag by name, a particular department. It can be just the admin team, and I can give a color to it, like a red, and just save this. So you have the admin team added over here, and the same tags can be assigned to the contacts as well. And moving on is the visibility. You can add custom fields. The custom fields gets added here, and at the same time you can even do the visibility, like whether you want to show the middle name, last name, email address. It can be on the show on the console or show on the device. So based on that, you can see the visibility that can be seen by your users. And at the same time, we have the integration of LDAP contacts as well. So from this, let me directly move on to the contact section. So if you go into the contact section, as I said earlier, we have around 17 contacts over here, and it's really easy to add any contacts. So if you have a bulk contact, you can just click on the CSV file. So this will download the CSV file that has the first name, last name based on your visibility. And once you enter the details in your CSV, just click on the import file and select the CSV file, and you can import the contacts in bulk. And if you want to add individual contacts to your Astro portal, just click on add contact, and you can give your contacts here. So I can give my name here, then I save my address. So then you can give your contact number over here. And if you want to give your company name, yes. And if you have any other fields, you can give it here and just click on the save option. So once I click on to the save option, so you can see here, this is the contact that I created just now. And at the same time, you can select here and you can either view the profile that I created. And at the same time, as part of the enrollment, we just saw how do we invite user using an email. So if you just click on this and you just say invite contact, so if you have given any email, like for example, if we have Kevin here over here, and I just click and I say invite contact, so kevin@gmail.com would receive an email to enroll for AstroContacts with his username and password. And you just select one of these contacts. Either you can invite it from here as well, from the top bar, and if you want to do it like to all the 18 contacts, you just do select all and click on invite. And let me do a deselect all, and at the same time you can assign filters as well for user. Like for example, Manoj works here, so I need to assign a tag to him. So he works for, let's say, like he's from the development team, and you just click on save. So there is a tag applied to Manoj as a developer. And at the same time, you can sort by, if you want to sort by alphabetic A to Z, or the first and or Z to A also can be done. And if you want to apply any filter, you can do a filter. Just click on the development aim and you just click on assign, so that you could see just the development team members over here. So that's how you assign filter. And if you want to remove the filter, just click on the cross button, it gets removed. And if you want to search any particular contacts, we have the search option as well. So we just saw how the contacts works and how the account settings. So let's quickly jump on a device and let's see how do we enroll one of the contacts into the portal. So over here, I have the device. So let me launch the application first. Okay, so this is my device here, and I've already installed the AstroContact application over here. So let's me click on the AstroContact application, and here it requests you to enter the email address or the password, and at the same time you can see scan QR code. So I'm just going to do a scan QR code enrollment here, and let me take the QR code from the account settings. So I have my QR code here. Let me scan this QR code. And on the device side, you could see it's logging in. So let's wait for a couple of seconds as the contacts has to be synced on the device side. And once this device gets enrolled into the MDM console, you would be able to see this device coming up over here. So that's the Eluga Array 800 device that we are currently using. And you could see the same name. And over here, you could see all the contacts that we have already got synced. Like for example, this was the name that we added just now, and the tag is being assigned as a development. So you have all the contacts on your device. And there are a couple of settings as well on the device side, which I would like to come back and talk about those in detail. And that's about the device list. And if you want to delete any device from the console, you could do that. And if you want to set a filter, you can just set a filter as well. Moving on to the next is the admin user list. And in the admin user list, you can add multiple admins. So currently I have two admins over here, and you can add an admin, you can edit an admin. If you want to delete, yes, you can do a delete. For some temporary reason you want to disable the access, you can disable it, and you can enable it back. And so these are the options that we have in the admin user list. And this is an announcement. So this is a new feature that we have recently introduced for Android devices. So wherein you can send some announcements to the devices or to your employees who are using the AstroContacts. So if you just click on the create, so you can just have a title like, say, like webinar, you have some webinar, or you have some events. So you can just mention those information here, and you can even add an image over here, or you can just have some text, like for example at 11:30, or you can just write it in detailed, and you just click on the save option. So as you clicked on the save option, so I can just go back down to the device, and you could see there was a notification below. And at the same time in the announcement box, if you just click on it, so there is an announcement that we just pushed. So this announcement goes to all the Android devices that is in the Astro portal. So that's about the announcement. And on the top right corner is your customer ID. So the customer ID is very important. And if you have to change your password, the admin password, you can change the admin password. And at the same time, if you want to log out, so you can just use this logout option. And on the device side, as I said earlier, so there are a couple of options if you go into the settings. So we just saw the contacts, we just saw the announcement, and there is this contact sync. And if you want to sync your contacts, you can just click on the contact sync button so that the contact gets synced from the portal to the device. And we just saw the filters. Based on the filters, this is nothing but the tags that we have already created in the console. And on the, if you just click on the settings, so we have multiple options over here, and you could see contact sync. There's a device name, there's a contact sync. So here in contact sync, you can do an auto sync. This would sync the details, the contacts automatically. And at the same time, if you want to remove duplicates, so you could enable the option auto remove duplicates, and select the field if you the field that you want to automatically remove. And again, we have enabled selected tag sync, and if you have a particular tag that you want to sync, like there are 10 people joining in the development team and you just need their contact numbers, so you could just select the tag as development, and you can just sync just those contacts. And on the device side also, we have a logout option. So at the same time, if you want to sync your Astro contacts to your native phone book, you can do that as well. So you can just take all these contacts and add it to your native phone book. And at the same time, as we were talking about the announcement, so for any announcement, even you can set an expiry date, and also it can be restricted to a particular uh, tab as well. So, with this, we come in to the end of this session. So, thank you for listening. So, let's now move on to the Q&A session. Okay, so there are a few questions that I already see in the chat box. So, let's see if I can answer them for you. So, the first question I see is, do contacts sync automatically on native phone book? Yes, you just have to enable auto sync under settings on the device, which we saw now. And whenever you launch AstroContacts, it will automatically sync in the native phone book. Okay, so I have my second question here. Are my personal contacts also being stored in the cloud? So this is a very good question. And the answer is no. AstroContacts syncs contacts only one way from cloud to the device. And the next question is, do the announcements have any limitations like per day or per month? Again, the answer is no. Uh, you can send any number of announcements on the device. And I have one more question here. That's, what happens when we delete the device from the console? Do the contacts still stay on device? Again, the answer is no for this. When you remove the device from the account, it also removes contacts on the device native phone book. Okay, I have one more question here, that is it possible to pre-configure or change settings of device like auto sync, selective sync, etc. using web console? So the answer is yes. So we are going to roll out a new version of AstroContact application as well as the web portal which will support this feature. Okay, guys, I don't see any more question in the question box. So, okay, so if you have any more questions, please feel free to drop in a mail at webinars@42gears.com or visit us at astrocontacts.42gears.com. And with that, we come to the end of this webinar. Thank you, everyone. It was pleasure being with you today. Thanks again for joining us today. We will see you in the next webinar.